Hello, my name is Name, and if this is your first time seeing my face, welcome. If you've seen my face before, welcome back. Today I want to talk about safety while traveling as a woman, a solo, female, petite, black traveler. I think I may have covered my bases there. But I had a bit of an interesting experience about 3 nights ago here in Malaysia. If you don't know, I am currently on a year-long sabbatical. I'm traveling the world long term. I have been traveling for 6 months non-stop, and I've made my way around, and I'm currently, when I say around the world, different countries, slow traveling. And I'm now in Southeast Asia in my 5th country in Malaysia currently. And so a few days ago I had an incident that made me think about my safety and kind of how I approach safety, and I also want to hear about how you approach safety while you travel. If you travel solo, if you travel in groups, however you travel. I've also traveled different ways, solo, with friends, with family, to meet friends, with groups, to volunteers. I've done all different types of travel. Well, not all, but I've done lots of different types of travel. And right now I'm traveling solo, traveling the world and enjoying it. I am adventurous and I wanted to see what's out there, and I can do it now, so I'm doing it now. And so talking about safety, the way I kind of think about it, I'm risk averse. Like I said, I described all the things I am, and so I feel like there's different ways that I carry myself. There's different questions that I get asked. Are you traveling alone? Where are you staying? Where are you from? And I've had to examine especially the where are you from questions, because I was getting it a whole lot and I was wondering why, especially in Bali. But some of it was just conversation, some of it was trying to price items to me or to travelers according to where they're from. But I basically don't answer a lot of those questions apart from the where are you from questions, which I answer by either saying the country that I'm traveling from, or the country of my origin, or the country that I last visited. I'm from all those places. And so depending on the energy, the feeling, the situation, my instincts, the person I'm talking to, I would address those questions. And sometimes I will not answer like, where are you staying? I never say where I'm staying, or I'll give the vaguest idea of like a whole neighborhood or a whole city, or like I try my best to be smart about who I'm talking to, not giving out information that no one needs to have. And also, I honestly have come to appreciate what I look like as a petite woman. I didn't used to like it when I was younger. I didn't like being petite, and I think the reason was because when I was in like kindergarten kind of levels, they being teachers, they used to make us make a line according to our height, and I was always towards the front of the line because of my height, and I remember just really not liking that. But these days I love, and these years has been quite some years, I really love what I look like. It surprises people. For example, there's clients, there's people that I've talked to over video for many years, well, for a few years, and then I met them in person and they were so shocked about how I look, and like, oh my gosh. And so I have a big heart, big personality, I present as, I guess, taller than I am, but I really like that I look like I look non-threatening, and I hope when people see me as I approach the world, they feel at peace. They don't feel they don't feel threatened by my presence. And one thing that I do, I make friends everywhere I go. I look people in the eye when I walk by them. as much as they look into mine, because some people don't conversation about that to come, especially in France. And some people don't look, I noticed, wouldn't look you in the eye or look me in the eye, speaking for myself. I try to look people in the eye and acknowledge them. I see you, you see me, two humans passing by. I sometimes do a nod, do a smile, do a bow, especially in Southeast Asia. Different countries here do bows, different, or just a nod to some, a full-on bow. It's always acknowledge people. I make friends everywhere. Servers, walking by the street, like I make friends with people, learn their name, wave at them as I walk by. Like if something is gonna go down, I'm gonna know faces and names of people, and people know me everywhere I am. I make friends with the receptionists. I know all their names. I know details about their life and their schedules. Like it's just, travel has really just opened me up to people and to the world, and it also helps me be comfortable as well. And so I'm making friends. I'm not answering questions about my safety and where I'm leaving, because that's not smart. And I am, yeah, I'm also not, depending on how I feel and how comfortable I am, I'm not going in areas that are not lit, or I'm not, there's different common sense things that are definitely being done. But overall, I have a few stories that have come, always men, that have come to be while traveling. And the one that triggered this whole thought process, or triggered me thinking about my safety, is here in Malaysia. About 3 nights ago or so, I went to have dinner at this restaurant that is an Indian restaurant. So in Malaysia, what I'm learning is it's full of, it has a lot of Indian population, Chinese population, as well as the local people, the local population from here. And the religion, there's lots of Muslims that I'm also finding, or it is fact, it's a largely Muslim country as well. So in that restaurant, it was an Indian restaurant, well lit Indian restaurant, but more like a local spot, I would say. And so I sat down to have dinner. I had already ordered, and this man came to, he was really smiling directly at me, older man. I remember his teeth was like blackened, like maybe rot. But anyway, an older man was like looking right at me and smiling at me and coming to settle down with his food. And he sat down, not directly in front of me, but like adjacent to my right, front right. So he sat down, looking right at me, trying to start making conversation. And so I smile and I nod. And then he starts asking me questions. And And his questions started to make me uncomfortable really quick. His questions were around, are you traveling alone? Where are you staying? Where's your husband? Are you in a hotel? Is it close by? Traveling alone, no husband. And I wasn't answering any of these questions. I think I might have answered where I'm from, but everything else I was not comfortable with answering. But he kept on like looking right at me. His energy, his body was turned towards me, and he was asking me these questions, and I was just trying to shut it down and like focus on my food. And he kept on talking to me and like asking me questions. So traveling with no husband, and you know what, at some point I was just like, you know what, I have a husband. And he was like, oh, you're lying, you're traveling alone, no husband. And at a point I looked down at my phone, and then I look up and I just put on a poker face. Like I was no longer engaging with him. And so I was just trying to eat my food and look forward. And he just kept on like asking me questions. And I looked up and I said, my husband sent me a message, and he's not comfortable with this conversation continuing. Like and you know what happened? This man apologized profusely about twice. He was like, oh, I understand, I'm so sorry. And he apologized, stopped making me feel uncomfortable, asking me where I'm staying, what hotel, I'm traveling alone, this. And he apologized. And I've never ever had to like, or felt the need to make up a husband, but it worked. And the reason I did it is because I know the culture of people that I'm dealing with, and I know how they, I've lived with, well, I kind of have a basic understanding of cultures similar to his, where the man's word is definitely taken more seriously and respected more. And so I had to pull that one out of nowhere for survival. And women, ladies, I have a lot of other stories that I can think about, all involving men, of moments that I was just uncomfortable. And maybe I'll share more of them, but I wanted to share this, and I want to hear how you move around the world. If you do, how do you keep yourself safe? How do you think about that? And the main thing, I think something I haven't said is, honestly, I don't keep myself safe. I believe in, I have faith that there is a God, and I believe that there is a higher power, energy that takes care of me wherever I go. And even when I'm physically alone, I'm not alone ever. And so I believe in that. And anyway, that is my story, and that's my little talk about safety. I do need to head out and hit the road, but I hope you're doing well, and I hope you engage with this. Let me know what you think, and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos. I'm challenging myself to post a new video every single day till the end of January, and so let's go. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow with a new one. Bye.